Si te quieres, ay, yo soy tuya para gozar. Ay, te quiero, mira, tírame. Ay, quiéreme, quiéreme, nada más.
Okay. So, why can't I? So there is a reason why I wanted to share that with you all, because those are some friends of mine from Chicago. The woman who was singing is a teacher, mentor, and friend of mine. And they're doing bomba, which you may have noticed the dancer is controlling the music with their movement, or adding to it rather than controlling. And there's a bomba class at the high school that has been there for over a decade now, which I participated in for all 4 years that I was there. And it deeply impacted a lot of the youth in the school, a lot of the youth of color as well, who have expressed that they wouldn't have graduated had it not have been for bomba. And it was a hugely impactful community. And you might have experienced that in the video. You can see how it builds community. And I'm bringing together some alumni to build monthly bombassos here in Amherst. And we're excited to possibly partner with the co-op and do some events and things like that, especially once we have a location and an outdoor space, and maybe even future talk about creating partnerships with a community center in the area where we can do events such as this. So that's my little piece of culture that I'm bringing to today's meeting. And we already are recording, so we'll record this first part of the meeting, and then when we break out and talk, we'll stop recording. But before I get into anything else, Jupang, will you share some land acknowledgements with us?
Yes, I will. Thank you. So I want to share a land acknowledgement that was developed by students of Manuela Peak at the Amherst College. And it's a statement of the indigenous heritage of the land on which Amherst College and the 5 colleges area resides. And it goes like this. I'd like to begin the event by acknowledging that we stand on Nonotuck land. I'd also like to acknowledge our neighboring indigenous nations, the Nipmuc and the Wampanoag to the east, the Mohegan and Pequot to the south, the Mohican to the west, and the Abenaki to the north. And these are nations that are experiencing an indigenous resurgence, and the co-op, the Common Share Food Co-op, is in support of this resurgence and acknowledges that speaking these words is just a beginning to decolonization. Thank you.
Thank you. So I do have some slides to share with you all today, and this is a bit of what the agenda will look like. So we have already started our check-in. I'm going to go over some general housekeeping right now, which is just to remember to just check your mic and mute it if you're not speaking. Use your video if you are able to, so we can all be seeing each other and enjoying each other's faces and reactions like we're with each other. If you have any questions while someone is speaking, type them into the chat where we will have board members keeping an eye out. If they have answers, they'll share them quickly. Otherwise, we'll address those at the end of whoever's speaking. And this first part of the meeting will be recorded, like I said, and then we will stop recording once we go into the listening portion. And the way that we usually start our board meetings is with a quick gratitude from everybody. So if everybody would be willing to say their name and the pronouns they prefer using, and then what kind of gratitude you'd like to share for tonight. It could be just one word, one sentence, but definitely try to keep it short so we can get to the rest of the meeting. So I can start. My name is Kinga, she, her, they, them. And my gratitude for tonight is I really enjoyed watching that bomba, I have to be honest. And how about our board members introduce themselves first?
I can go next. I'm Emily, I'm a board member, and I'm also the community engagement coordinator. I am grateful to see some new faces here tonight. So I'm excited to virtually meet the new faces. Oh, and I use she, her pronouns.
I'll go next. I'm Zhu Peng. I use she, her, hers, but I'll respond to anything. And I'm really grateful for my son who went out and picked up some takeout from Formosa, which is delicious. I'm Taiwanese, and it's kind of amazing that there's a Taiwanese restaurant in Amherst. Thank you.
Sue, will you say hi to the group? Is Sue still there? Sometimes Sue gets booted off.
I think she maybe dropped off.
Okay, so go ahead. Anybody in the community, I don't want to call you all out. I want to allow you to invite yourself into the space when you're ready. So. Oh, you're on mute. And your name is typed as Ira?
Yes. Ira, he, him. I've been part of the co-op effort for years, but I've not been on these calls, and I guess I'm grateful to see so much young energy here, because I am acquainted with aging baby boomers that are, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. So that's my gratitude.
It's just rotated.
I'll go. Oh, sorry, Robin, were you gonna go? Go ahead. Hello, my name is Albert Kim. I go by he, him pronouns. It's my first meeting. My wife, Virginia Kloss, has attended a previous meeting. So my household has been represented once before. And one thing I'm grateful for is lately I've been relying on a small support group of friends for support and accountability and things like that. And I'm really grateful to have them in my lives, and I'm looking forward to meeting you all.
I'm Robin, she, her for pronouns, and I'm grateful for rain. Oh my goodness, rain.
I can go. Hey, everybody. My name is Zoe, she, her pronouns. And I'm grateful for letting myself write a poem this morning.
My name's Nicole. I'm actually an intern here at the Coventry Food Co-op. Just started this semester, and I'm just really excited to be here. Excited to be here tonight in the chat, and just becoming a part of the community in Amherst and start building my roots. So.
Peace, y'all. I'm DW. My pronouns are they, them, and I am grateful for naps in the middle of the day.
Hi, I'm Terry. My pronouns are they, them. Sorry about my cat. He turned on my mute. I am grateful for fun technology.
Oh no, looks like we lost Sue again. Do we have any non-video participants who would like to say hi? Okay. All right. I am so grateful to see you all tonight and to see some new faces and everybody saying hi in the chat, which is great. I'm gonna try to focus on one thing so I don't get distracted. Okay, so we're gonna do a couple updates from our board to get us started. This month in September for our community engagement, you'll see we broke it up between community engagement, our governance and business planning. And that's how we like to look at things from the co-op model. So I'll share a couple of the key things that we focused on. I'm not going to read every single thing because we have a lot of things we got done, but don't worry, we will send these slides out to everyone so you'll have a chance to look at them more thoroughly. So we reached 703 member owners. We're so excited. We passed that threshold of 700, and that's really exciting. We have some updates coming soon about what our timeline will look like as our member ownership grows even more. We begin to plan our member owner calling campaign project, which we are starting next month, where we will have a team of member owners calling each other, checking in on each other during the winter months, and just building community that way. And we also planned for our 31 and 31 campaign for October, which we did last year. And I think we brought in like 34 or 35 member owners that month with a really great campaign that Emily put together. So we're doing that again to celebrate National Co-op Month. In the governance section, we received feedback on our board expectations document, which we've been working on for months now, and we got great feedback from fellow member owners and past board members and some co-op development advisors that we work with, and we started to put those changes together. We're getting ready to finish that up. We worked on identifying some systems for holding our board members accountable. What does that look like on our board, in our community in general, when it comes to governance, when it comes to teamwork? How do we hold each other accountable? How does that feel? And what does that look like? And we started to compile a list of qualities that we're looking for in new board candidates, because soon we'll be looking for expanding our board, and we're really setting up what are the qualities that we are looking for and what does that process look like, a solidified process of bringing on new board members. In business, we received feedback from our member owners on our new payment options, which is it's the same payment, the same general payment that we have per share, but we are adjusting slightly the way that the payment options are being presented, which we've mentioned to you all a few times. So now we have our final round of feedback coming through. We migrated our payment plan history to a database that is in preparation for automating our payment plan tracking system, because before our records were very detailed, but were not able to be readable in spreadsheets for automation and data tracking and things like that. So we're working on that. And we participated in a workshop in member owner attainment development through NFCA. So as I mentioned, we'll start to put together that timeline of what are the milestones when we reach different member owner numbers. And so we actually went to a workshop to learn more about how to do that from our advisors. In community engagement for next month, our plans are to celebrate National Co-op Month, woo woo, with our 31 and 31 campaign that we'll be doing again. We'll be offering special prizes for all our new member owners, or for some new member owners, for member owners that join in October. We'll be training our volunteers and start our member owner calling project. So we have some volunteers that are already on, and we'll be gaining more and start to go through the training of that calling project, which will be a big project because now we have 703 member owners. So big project. And we will be tabling at Simple Gifts Farms, Brookfield Farm, and Amherst Mobile Market, which we have been doing some of this month and we'll be ramping up even more so next month. We have a whole schedule planned out of who will be where and what that we're starting to put together and solidify. And so if you're interested in knowing more about tabling, keep your ears peeled. In governance, we will be hosting a board retreat for our board members focused on reevaluating our membership growth and developing our timeline for the next year, and for also the member owner growth that we're expecting to really figure out what exactly is going to get done within the next month on a realistic basis. We'll be finalizing our systems of accountability for board members, which we mentioned we started to clarify what those look like and identify what those look like in this past month. So we'll be actually putting those into systems for the next month and actualizing those. We'll be finalizing our criteria for new board members and outline the onboarding process. So again, like I mentioned, we started to look at what that looks like. We started to identify what our process has been so far, and this next month we'll be looking at actually putting together that criteria and putting together a process to bring on new board members. And in the business realm, we will be updating our website to start to include the new payment plan options that we will be finalizing within the next few days. And so that our website actually reflects the new payment plan options. And so those are available to any new member owners who really might benefit from them. And that we're hoping will actually increase our member owners coming in and also possibly our donations. We also will be completing some automations for our online tracking systems. So that includes the payment plan options, that includes some volunteer tracking when new member owners come on, all of this really more tedious little things that we have to do on a reoccurring basis, we will start to put into our automations. And again, for co-op month, whoop, whoop, we're going to be inviting Amaha Selassie, a friend of ours that Emily and I met at the, why is this in my brain? The conference.
Up and coming.
Thank you. The up and coming conference that we went to. And he's from Gem City Market out in Ohio. And he has agreed to come and speak with us and some community leaders in our area about how we can effectively collaborate to make change in Amherst, and how he's done that in the co-op movement in his own city. And they're already about to open up their doors in January. So they're ahead of us and in that sense, and they've been really great friends and advisors of us throughout our process. So I'm just gonna stop sharing for a moment. Before we jump into our roadblocks and our needs, so next we're gonna talk about what the board has experienced in terms of what's getting in our way and what we might need. Is there anybody who would want to go out into a breakout room with Emily, our engagement coordinator, and ask any more specific questions or get any more specific details on member ownership? I think everybody here has some information, but this would be the time if you wanted some more individualized information.
Yeah, so I think as Kinga said, everyone I believe is a member owner, but if you're a recent member owner and you just want more information on what exactly does it mean to be a co-op member owner, what does the general co-op development timeline look like, I'm happy to answer any questions. So maybe just raise your hand if you're interested in that. Otherwise, we can all just continue on as one group.
Okay, fantastic. So I will continue. And so, okay, so the roadblocks we have been experiencing are similar yet slightly different than last month. And some of these have been, you know, they're big ones, so they've been around for a while, and they might take a little bit more time to ease. So we have been investing a lot of time and energy into strengthening our foundation, because especially now that we're at 700 member owners, or I should say above that, we're really starting to feel the creeping of getting closer and closer to our goal of 1,000. And we're really intentionally making sure our foundation is strong. So as we grow, all of the systems of operations and the details in the background of our data and the way that we function, our expectations, the accountability pieces, all of that are solid and strong and unbreakable. So that takes a lot of time and energy. We've been updating and strengthening our vital details as we continue to grow. Building our volunteer capacity and providing proper training takes a lot of time. And we've been bringing on a lot of new volunteers, which has been so exciting. And we've been needing to shift our time a little bit to creating systems to make that more effective for us, and take the time now to invest into what that looks like so that our volunteers can be more self-sufficient going forward, and so that we know how we want to function in that way. And it pays back immediately. Our volunteers have been doing great work. Updating and organizing our technology and automation, because we're all learning together, and it's taking some time to get everyone up to date with all of the different tools that we're using. We use Slack for messaging back and forth quickly and efficiently, and we use ClickUp to organize our project management and assign things to each other, have due dates, have a timeline, all of those things. And then we share our documents on our shared Google Drive and with Google Docs and links and all of those things. And so really solidifying what our process is with all of that, making sure everyone feels comfortable on all of those platforms, making sure we have, you know, protocols and norms within those platforms that we've agreed upon. That all has been taking us some time, and because we are all learning together. We're learning not only how to use these platforms, but also how to use them in this kind of capacity and for this kind of organization. And then establishing an onboarding system for our new board members so we can recruit and bring new people on soon, which of course includes going back to kind of list out all the things that we've been doing. So reflecting on how we have brought on new board members, how we each have been brought on, what are all the information that each board member will need to know, how do we organize all of that? We're putting all of that together right now, and that's kind of, you know, it takes some backtracking to figure out what it is that our systems already are, and then improving them from there. So what we need as a board right now, is volunteers for tabling at CSA pickups. So I mentioned we'll be ramping that up in October, and we're putting together a month-long schedule for that. So that is definitely a place where you can help out. Giving feedback on documents right now, that would look like our proposed changes for the payment plan options. So we've been looking at that for some time now. We're pretty ready to move forward with that and excited to roll that out for community members who could really benefit from it. And so we want to open that up still to anybody on this call who is interested in looking over that before we finish it on Thursday, so we can get started on implementing the changes on the website for October. Also joining our calling project to check in on our member owners that will be running all through the winter months and cold months, because we have 703 member owners to call. Woo woo. So if you want to be a part of that team to build community and warmth through people's phones and ears during the winter, that would be super dope. And joining the meeting with Amaha Selassie, which will be, again, helping us build a public health case for funding and support. So if you're interested in kind of the data collecting, or in terms of looking at Amherst as a whole and what it is that we're really seeing in terms of the community and the needs, and kind of hearing a little bit more about how he tackled the public health crisis and also tied it to racism as a public health crisis, and how that supported him in building his co-op. If you're interested in any of that, then it would be awesome to have you join that phone call or that video call, and then support or lead a virtual event with help from the board, because we have lots of events we'd love to do in this next month and the coming winter months and fall months. However, we clearly have we need some help with capacity. So if you are interested in doing an event like a video screening, or helping us set up some like a video call like the one we're doing with Amaha, that would all be super helpful. Any tech help or logistical help or social media posting, like all of that is support and help. And of course, as always, telling everyone about the co-op and encouraging them to get involved, because that is the most helpful thing always. So right now I want to open it up to see if you all have any questions that have not been answered so far, that are specific to the things that were shared in terms of what we've been up to, what we're working on, how you might be able to help. I'm going to open it up for a few minutes to do that. Let's see, at least 5 minutes to do that, and then we'll move on to the listening portion.
I'm so sorry I have to leave. Can we ask out loud, or should we talk in the chat? Sorry.
You can totally ask out loud.
What is the best way to get involved? Just sending someone an email, or posting somewhere?
That's a great question. We will be sending out, as a follow-up to this, we'll send out an email, and that will include a volunteer survey, like a Google form that you can fill out with the volunteer options we just listed. And then if you're not already a part of our Facebook group, I don't know if you're on Facebook, but that our Facebook group for member owners is a great place to find out about particular volunteer opportunities that pop up from time to time.
Awesome. Thank you. So sorry I have to leave, but
No
thank you all.
worries. Thanks so much for coming.
Don't apologize. Thanks for coming. And also, if anybody is interested in doing in supporting us with the payment plan, if you want to look over that before we move forward with that, definitely just like leave your email in the chat or something right now, because it's Thursday and we want to make sure you get whatever time you need to look at it. Not today is Thursday, but we'll be finishing it by Thursday. Have a good night, Terry.
Oh, DW, did you have a question?
I had a question about phone calls. Like if we're interested in calling community members, would that be individually, like from our own phones? Like what would that, I mean, I'm sure you may not have all of the details, but like a little bit of what that would look like, whether or not it's my own phone, and what kind of things would we be talking about? Like what would that, do you know that yet?
Yeah, that's a great question. So short answer, yes, you would be using your own phone. Although I'm realizing now you could also set up a Google Voice phone number if you'd rather not use your own cell phone. And we can look more into that as an option for volunteers. And then we're still working on exactly what the script will say, but the general outline is that it would be just a chance to check in to see how folks are doing, and if there's anything that we as the co-op community can support someone with. Arlene, one of our volunteers, is compiling a list of resources, or well, I should say updating a list of community resources that we created at the beginning of the pandemic. And so that will be available to our member owners. And then, yeah, just honestly a chance to check in with folks and see how they're doing. But if you have input, if you or anyone for that matter has input on ideas for the script, by all means, reach out to me and we can collaborate.
I have one more follow-up. That's cool. The thing with Amaha, well, actually, I probably will have a ton of ideas on how to reach out to the community. So that's something I will most likely love to have that conversation with whomever is volunteering. And also with Amaha, is that something that we're encouraging us to just bring community members to who might be interested in general in wanting to be a part of the process, but may not know that we're meeting and stuff like that? Meeting like regularly as a community within the co-op, but they may be new to everything, but this may be an opportunity to get them involved.
Yes, absolutely. If you know somebody who is interested in the subject of the conversation at all, whether they have found any interest in the co-op yet or not, this would be a fantastic way to introduce them to the co-op and the way that we are, looking at the co-op movement, how it's tied to the general movement of liberation of all people and movement of Black lives, or for Black lives. So I think absolutely, yes. Invite anybody who you think would be interested. We'll be putting out advertisements soon for when that's happening. And we will be also sending out, direct invites to certain community leaders who we think would be interested in being involved in this conversation. So if you're thinking of somebody who specifically you want to invite, let us know. Okay, I'm seeing some notes over here from Ira for the script, which is very helpful. Appreciate that. Zoe, is that a hand?
Zoe,
Oh,
Yeah, but I think, Albert, were you going to say something?
I think you had your hand up before me. I wasn't quite sure, so please.
Okay, thanks. Sorry, I'm holding onto a needle. That wasn't my whole hand. DW's question kind of prompted a follow-up for me, which is kind of if there's, I think there's part of the calling campaign is about like kind of reaching out and building community, but I think also part of it is kind of a pulse check for the group of member owners. So has there been any thinking about how we might want to like kind of collect and record that pulse check, as it were? Like, I don't know if there's like, answers to specific questions we want to be able to be gathering or have that in a spreadsheet or something.
Yeah, great. Yes, we will be documenting everything through a spreadsheet and a Google form that Nicole is helping us to create. And so anything that comes up that needs follow-up from the board, that will be documented, and then like ideas for the co-op as well. We'll have that on file. So yeah, we're working on building the documentation process for that.
let us know if you want to help with the data tracking. Albert was asking about lawn signs and where he can help find one to spread the word. Emily, do you want to tell him about how you were just talking about that?
I would love to give you a lawn sign because I have a lot in my shed. Yeah, if you would like to, let's see, maybe in a private chat stream, if I'm happy to drop one off. If you want to leave your address, yeah, I'd be happy to drop one off for you. Thank you so much. And if anyone else would like a lawn sign, happy to connect about that.
Fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to suggest we move forward to the next portion so we can stay on task unless anybody else had a pressing question. But I felt like we got some good questions. Okay, good. All right, so the next portion for us, and this is where I'm going to pause. So thank you everyone who's watching the recording, but we're going to pause now because we're going to have a more communal, intimate conversation. So how do I do that when I'm looking at you all? Pause recording. Stop.